Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
And anytime we see a increase in our drug offenses, there's usually a coinciding offense like a burglary or a robbery that goes with that.
Stolen cars, robberies, and shoplifting. A few of the crimes becoming more common in the Valley. Thank you for joining us tonight. Crime in Fargo is slightly up from last year. Police say the crimes aren't targeted at a specific location, but rather spread across the city. Back in December, police said crime was down 14%. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson explains what's behind the drastic change.
The numbers we were reporting back in December were these categories that we felt we could make an impact in, and we weren't reporting the crime as a whole.
Crimes thought of the more serious type, like burglary, arson, or assault, are down in Fargo. But crimes like shoplifting, drugs, or criminal mischief are up. Some of the major concerns, cars being stolen and robberies on the rise. Police say many have been fueled by drugs.
Not centralized to one area, they're pretty spread out throughout the city. So it's hard for us to have real proactive enforcement. In other words, to have our officers be more conscientious about it because it's something that occurs throughout the city. So what we really need to do to try to get a handle on that is more education with the public.
Police have been responding to more 911 calls, almost twice as many since 2009.
A lot of times we'll have more calls for service just because of the population growth.
A growing city with a growing rate of sexual assault.
The systems we have in place now make it far, far easier for victims of those types of crimes to report those, and that's what we want to happen. We want to know about these things when they happen. As a result of that, however, sometimes our statistics demonstrate that as well.
Police say in the coming months they're going to focus on educating the public because crimes that are on the rise are ones they believe the victims aren't protecting themselves. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
DUI arrests have decreased in the Valley. Police say there are two different ideas as to why. Either people are driving drunk less, or there could be less enforcement due to lack of staffing. We spoke with Fargo Police Chief David Todd last night, and if you want to hear from him, log on to valleynewslive.com and click on Point of View. A major drug bust in the Valley. Pablo Camarena Aguilar and Nestor Orlando Camarena are in the Clay County Jail after authorities found 9 pounds of methamphetamine in their car. A trooper stopped them on Wednesday and smelled marijuana. They called in a drug dog, which found 9 pounds of meth. Its estimated value is about $400,000. It's been a quiet day, but will it stay that way? Let's find out from Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hutch?
Well, Andrea, as we close out the work week, we've been brutally cold and we've had nasty wind chills, but things have really warmed up into the upper teens in Fargo and Grand Forks this evening as we are enjoying some much milder air. Wind, hey, it's not too bad, and it's from that warm southerly direction, but do be advised that there will still be a little nip to the air this evening thanks to that wind, as temperatures in your hourly forecast will be falling this evening by 10 o'clock when we talk again on Valley News Live at 10. We'll be down close to 0 degrees. So we're going to see temperatures fall fairly quickly early this evening, but I do have good news for warm weather lovers for the weekend ahead. Details on that in just a few moments.
That would be all of us, wouldn't it?
I'm a warm weather lover, so, yes, especially after this past month.
Anything above 0. Yeah.
Above 0 is pleasant. Yeah, six sounds nice.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Thank you. All right, now you can get news and weather text alerts from Valley News Live right on your phone. You'll get the latest breaking news, weather, and other updates on your mobile device. Just head to valleynewslive.com to sign up. Today, a family is reunited under the same roof. After a long-fought battle, Mackenzie Jackson has won guardianship over her siblings, and today they came home. The three lost their mom 2 years ago and their dad 2 months ago. That's when Mackenzie decided to raise her 2 siblings. Jackson doesn't have full custody of her brother and sister just yet, so she will act as more of a foster parent. Her court date has been set for August, and that's when she'll find out if she has full legal custody of her siblings. Coming up on Valley News Live 10 at 10, we caught up with the family to get their reactions. The search is over for a missing 12-year-old girl. Lena Grace de Oliveira has been located and returned to her family. She was last seen at her home in Southwest Fargo on Wednesday. The Fargo Police Department is thanking the public for its help in this case. Sister Pat Murphy, a Crookston nun, is lobbying to save Alfonso Rodriguez from the death penalty. Rodriguez was sentenced to death by lethal injection for the 2003 kidnapping, rape, and stabbing death of UND student Drew Shadeen. He's currently in a federal prison in Indiana, awaiting a final appeal in the case this September. Sister Pat is part of a committee of 12 within the Sisters of St. Joseph working to spare Rodriguez. She says they'll begin sending letters to the prosecuting attorneys in the case.
If that was true, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, pretty soon the whole world would be blind and toothless. Well, okay, so that's humorous, but it does bring the point across that it doesn't accomplish the end, and the end doesn't justify the means.
And we'll have much more on this story tonight on Valley News Live at 6. It's Friday and time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Clifford Monteith III is wanted for aggravated assault, driving under suspension, and driving with a revoked license. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Monteith. And if you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. You could soon see a house on wheels traveling through the streets. The home is being relocated on Monday, and prep work for the big move is underway. Crews were out today staging the home. The move will begin about 8:30 Monday morning. The weight of the truck and house combined is about 424,000 pounds. And because the home will be traveling the streets, traffic could be a little slower on your Monday morning commute. There will be road closures on 52nd Avenue South from 25th Street to 45th Street for that house relocation. Also, the I-29 and 52nd Avenue ramps will be closed periodically. The move is expected to continue through the evening, and drivers are encouraged to find alternate routes. Also, keep in mind that weather conditions may cause the move to be postponed until Tuesday. Smoke was seen this morning near Sabin, Minnesota. When fire crews arrived on the scene, they realized the fire was a controlled burn. Pallets were being burned in a field. The fate of the Department of Homeland Security is at risk today as members of Congress debate whether to fund the program, which controls TSA, Border Control, and the Coast Guard. Alex Miller has the latest.
It's down to the wire. With just a few hours to go before the Department of Homeland Security runs out of funding, Congress needs to make a decision, and fast.
The vote on this, 68 yeas, 31 nays.
The Senate passed a bill this morning to fund the Department of Homeland Security until the end of September. And the House hasn't acted yet. They have their own ideas. Instead, the House is looking at passing a short extension. This funding measure would fully fund the Department of Homeland Security for the next 3 weeks. It would not take up the immigration debate. What it would do, kick the can down the road. From the Valley News Live Washington Bureau, I'm Alex Miller.
If Congress can agree to this so-called stopgap measure, we'll likely be having the same debate a few weeks from now. A one-stop show is set up for home improvement projects this weekend at the Fargo Dome. This is the 54th annual Home and Garden Show. Everything from flooring to blinds for kitchens and bathrooms will be on display, plus patio and deck furniture to help you get ready for the summer. Seminars will also be going on each day, including 3 from HGTV's Kimberly Lacey.
Curb appeal made simple is good, and then what to renovate is good too. They're both great in this market where people are buying homes, renovating homes, flipping houses. So, it just gives those simple, those basic.
Tickets are $10 at the door. If you get a brochure from Hornbachers, it can save you $1 on admission. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and then you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Still ahead tonight, see how some moms are fighting gender stereotypes with a new line of clothing.
And at 12 below to start your morning in Fargo, things have really warmed up nicely. A trend that continues into the weekend. I'll have hour-by-hour details on a chance of light snow in your forecast next.